Hello, weary travelers, and welcome to the Come and Go Tavern, and thank you very much for your patience today. My name is Sheela Ornthalis, and I'll be your hostess this afternoon. Today's kitchen special is a 3-cheese garlic bread, and it looks like Emily is currently available for a full-service package, if you know what I mean. But if you see anything or anyone else on the menu that you're interested in, just let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Today will be my 44th Final Fantasy XIV stream, and we are ready to investigate what happens when you give people with almost godlike powers over creation magic or knowledge of the future. Theoretically, we can't actually change the future because otherwise it won't have been going to have happened already, but who knows? We'll see what our meddling causes, you know? Yep, I apologize for how late we are today. We should be running the same amount of time, it's just, we'll be running a little bit late towards the end of the stream as well. We had an issue with one of the rooms, a customer pulled some shenanigans, and we had to take care of that before I could make my breakfast, and then now I'm here, you know what I mean? But in any case, hey, we get to hang out with Heidel, Benat? The woman who is going to eventually become Heidelin, and who was previously a part of the council. As always, I will also be available for comments, questions, and concerns about the tavern, as well as regular old conversations, so don't be afraid to fill that chat with discussion. And for now, let's go ahead and... Whoop! I've made a mistake. I have made a mistake. Here's what my mistake is, chat. I have not used the button I am supposed to use, and so now I am not automatically in the position that I'm supposed to be in. Okay, hang on. We're gonna go back to just chatting real quick. This is what I get when I get myself off track for the day. I completely get flustered and forget where things are, and here, let me hit the correct button now. And... we should be changing camera angles during this transition so that I'm looking in the correct direction to view the game, as well as the chat. Okay, there we go. Okay, see what I mean? Now we're all in the right place, you know? Okay, so see you, the woman standing in front of the yonder building. Her name is Ismini. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I'll help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Following events can... Oh, I'm real glad that I ended when I did the last time then, because... oh, I probably would not have stayed awake through all this. Now it's suddenly a dating sim. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge her. Certainly, Mistress Vinat. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? Well, I can only answer from my own experience, but... I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as Chief Overseer. Man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail, and is the leading authority on concepts of the power of flight. Hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? How long has Metteon been here? I cannot rightly say. As the Chief's personal creation, Metteon has not been subjected to observation and study like other concepts. So, one day she was simply there? What do you make of her abilities? I understand that she is a highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but Not had occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. That feels a little bit blatant, so we'll go with this one. Do you wish you knew him better? Chief may not be the most gregarious individual, but he engages with us as is necessary for everyone to perform their duties. I wouldn't want to intrude upon his privacy for the sake of curiosity. Though, if you wish to learn more about Meteon, you could try speaking with Timaeus. Timaeus? Another expert in the creation of flying concepts. He should be conducting his observations on the banks of that stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and, unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there's aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come then. I think we've taken enough of Eastman's time. Let's self-eat. Oh, I hope everybody out there is doing great today. Wait, hang on. He set a bed down by the river. She did. Oh. Well, I've cleared away part of the map. Yes. Hello, cats. Hello. Hello, baby boys. Oh, it wanted me to talk to the knot first. Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers, if you could track down the colleague as we mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during the previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you've finished speaking with Timaeus. There we go. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just jump in. It's fine. Yes, I'm Timaeus, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. Yep. So, what is it you wish to speak about? Is it true that you're an expert on flying creations? Fellow enthusiast, are you? Well, settle in and we can discuss the finer points of the fascinating craft. My deep and abiding love of avian artistry can be traced back to when I was a young boy, stricken by the transcendent beauty of a glorious golden-feathered creature my father had designed. It was then and there that I vowed to one day surpass that masterpiece. Timaeus launches into a rambling and unstoppable discourse. And thus did I secure an observer's role here in Elpis, and at last realized my childhood ambition. Here, the dreams I once dreamed are an everyday reality, in which I find fulfillment through the research and creation of new flying life forms. An abridged accounting of events, as was doubtless to your disappointment. Is there any specific part which you would like me to expound upon? Oh, you were hoping for my opinion on Chief Hermes' creations. Well, then why didn't you say so? But those beings which soar through the clouds even, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Meteon, too, is a marvel, then? My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Meteon as a concept, I've never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Meteon's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny. Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know Dynamis and Intellecties? Dynamis and Intellecties? Those terms do seem vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? No. Well, then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now, I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to? I mean, this is my task, so, whatever. Hop. I said hop. Thank you. Whew. Yeah, the past week has been kinder to me than the previous two were, so thankfully I'm much better rested today than I was last time. That being said, we are winding up towards some rather important work dates and things like that. So, nothing major going on for the next 12 or so weeks. Wait, hang on. 11 weeks at this point, because we're most of the way through this week, so you know what I mean. A few months from now, end of July. Maybe some disruptions to the streaming schedule around then as well. Oh, I'll keep y'all aware of it. Good timing. I finished my own investigations not long ago. So, have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Meteon's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Meteon as his personal project and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we're to reach any definitive conclusions. Fair enough. Oh my goodness, I only just realized that we're up to level 87 with these main story quests. We're actually moving through this expansion pretty quickly, aren't we? At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis, the intellect keys which can control it. Yet, most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth. Except for Hermes, it seems. Thus I'm inclined to stay our current course. All we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. On that subject, is there aught else of note that you can tell me about Meteon? Aside from her unorthodox method of communication? Well, I guess we're being honest. So she and her sisters were created to journey through the stars in search for intelligent life. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unsolved. Thank you very much for the coin toss, Coleman. How are you doing this morning? Or evening? Deep evening for you. Oh my goodness, it's almost 1 a.m. for you, isn't it? Glad to hear you. Or, I'm hoping that you're also having a good day. feel like you've touched on a vital clue, though. One we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripateia Crystalline, not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. Alrighty. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You go ahead and mount up. A little tired, but it's the weekend now, so huzzah! Huzzah indeed! I understand the little tired thing, though. No, thank you. Spent an hour at your desk, almost starting to do things and just chilling instead. Suddenly, boom! Booted up super tactical droid from Star Wars Legion. Hey, amazing! But okay, funny enough, I have been on a Star Wars kick myself lately. For May the 4th, I actually managed to finally get a copy of Jedi Survivor at a steep discount, because I was not going to pay full price for that game, for a bunch of reasons. One, it was priced higher than it should have been. Two, it was made by Disney, and I don't want to give them any more money than I have to. But I'm also now finally getting to watch The Acolyte, and just, continuing to think about, like, old Star Wars OCs that I have not thought about in a long time and all that sort of fun stuff. So that's fun, right? I really should try and build some of those custom saber parts. I have access to the smithy here on the Come and Go's grounds. We have a whole thing. Not particularly good as a craftsperson, but I've been learning for a while, mostly just so I can help out around the place and do minor repairs when they're needed. Because I don't want to call in Lennart, our smith, every time something minor goes wrong, So maybe he'd show me kind of what I need to, like, walk me through it and then maybe try my hand at making a custom concept, because I had the idea for, like, essentially lightsaber fans a while back. Ooh, I always forget that the emotes will go bouncing through. And I got pretty good at drawing them and creating the concept for it, but I haven't quite figured out all the mechanisms for how to make those into, like, a props thing. But anyway, continuing on with the story. This tower and the one further along are both part of Peripateia Crystalline, a facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and testing records. Star Wars Visions has some fun takes on lightsabers. Yes! And okay, so I haven't seen all of Star Wars Visions, but when I did see the episode with the lightsaber umbrella, that was what inspired me. I was like, oh, okay, we're just going weird with them now, huh? Okay. And so, like, I had the concept of, like, have you ever seen fan dancers? Not like the standard classic ones, but I mean like fire dancers that use, like, fan-shaped flames or, like, LED fans. There was a season 2 post on Twitter with an even insaner lightsaber. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. But yeah, so, like, I know how to use those fans. I don't get to use them very often because, well, the kids are a thing these days. And also, we don't do that many outdoors events that much at this point. We probably should start doing some more outdoors events now that I think about it. But anyway, and you super don't want to do fire fans inside, you know what I mean? Not a great idea. But yeah, so my idea was to adapt that sort of shape with a solid ring at the bottom so that you can do sort of spinning attacks. And it involves a very different technique because, like, I'm not great with them, but I do know how to use iron fans in combat. Because again, it's a bit of a hop skip from fire fans to iron fans as a martial art. And I'm pretty sure you could easily adapt that to, like, a lightsaber form of some sort. You know what I mean? But yeah. Fire fans inside a deep cavern is impromptu lighting and then wonders why the DM is asking for constitution saves. Yeah. And that's if you don't run into fire damp. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna eat your oxygen, sure, But that's really hoping there's no natural gas getting out of like cavities in there. Yeah, yeah. Fire and underground don't mix well. No, they do not. No, they do not. Um, like I'm a little touchy around fire. I do know how to use fire fans, but like that's very controlled. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Not great. Anywho, despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces. Which, while fascinating, is not the reason why we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lesson short and see why those two archivists have what these two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over the other tower, I shall join you there anon. For sure, totally didn't cast a fireball in an enclosed underground cultist chapel and brought the BB down to 7 HP in the surprise round. Woof! Woof! Yeah, I have definitely seen situations that went absolutely tits up in the worst way possible, because of fire being used in the wrongest way possible. Fun fact, did you know that okay, salt is very hard to get burning, but once it starts, it basically doesn't stop? It's, mm, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like magnesium like that. Uh, it's not great. It's not great. Uh, yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, and if you're in an area that is very rich in that sort of thing, like under a bog, for instance, a salt mine. Let's just say there's still some smoke rising over certain areas. Uh, like 20 odd years later. Anywho, you have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Like, what's that one town in like Pennsylvania or somewhere that a coal mine caught fire and it started the entire scene burning? Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should have that sufficient data for our official records. Yeah, the whole town had to be evacuated, and this happened like 100 years ago, mind you, and it's still on fire. It is a wild story. Chief Overseer's personal research project. Oh, by that I assume you mean Metiana? Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Metian appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. Oh? Galeen is my partner and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she saw Chief Hermes sending Metian heavensward. Most of them, in fact. For several days she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she'd ever witnessed. It sounds like a story I'd like to hear. Mr. Spinat, I thought you'd already returned to the service. But permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. I do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Or would you favor me with a retelling of this sight, which you so delighted your Galeen? Of course, or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject in Metabasios, Elisei. She does enjoy her time there watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Master Spinel. even though such pursuits must continually regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well-deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you've accumulated during your travels as ASIM. And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis for many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be very honored. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway, and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful, thank you. I've opened the pathway to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway, and you will find yourself at the entrance to Metabasios Thalassai. Or Thalassai? I'm not sure. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I'm sure. Well, there we go. Shoop. You done been shooped. Mr. Svenat, just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. Why was that section even necessary? Don't be suspicious. 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 Yeah, I don't know. I find it suspicious, you know? Maybe my one side thing. I don't know. Alright, whatever. Mistress Vernat? I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there's no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Oh yes, of course, Galeen. I'll inform her immediately. Oh, but she may be engaged in a testing phase. Could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? Oh, that won't be necessary. Stealthy View will keep us occupied until she's ready to receive us. Neat.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
Yes, though... some parts, yes. There's not so much.
Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal.
Fair enough.
While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans.
That's fair. That's fair.
But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveller. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
Well, it all began on a cart in a place called Gridania. I ran into two people, two twins, who offered me a job. Started things off as a healer, but as you can see now, fighter through and through. Saved lots of people's lives. I did a few. Mostly saved.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue.
Your best.
To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word.
I'm glad to hear it.
As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe.
Fair.
We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without, immense yet intimate. Fate, perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace.
I like that way of
As
thinking.
reassuring as it was intimidating. How keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance.
That's fair.
I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose. My love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end.
That sounds
Safe in
about
the
right.
knowledge that man will find his own way.
But those light posts, though.
You, who are our future,
Oh, hello?
Hey,
Tell me
Mom,
this.
look at this cool animal I
It's only
found.
true.
That's an adorable little, what is it?
Can I keep it?
No, sweetie, we have to go back outside. Uh, okay, I've already paused the cutscene. We've got a commercial break coming up anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and take us to that. While I go make sure that, LaFarlin actually takes... I think it's a mole, maybe? I'm gonna make sure he go puts it back outside. We'll be back in a few minutes, so stand up, stretch, go get some lunch, or, well, maybe not lunch, but, you know, some food, refresher drinks, all that good stuff, and we'll be back soon, okay? Alrighty, buddy. So, what is this? It looks velvety.
Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
I feel like they're asking the players, like us, outside the universe, that sort of question whenever it comes up. Thank you very much.
Pray forgive my lateness. My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
Oh, you're fine.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Hmm?
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling.
Huh.
But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
Oh.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
We can only hope.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
So, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. What we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use for them, Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter a more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. I mean, he generally seems pretty broken up about how terrible death is. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Can't apply grammar fakes here. Oh no! It's fine. We should like to visit the site from which Hermes set forth the Metea. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Colleen said she spotted him in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. We stand at that same vantage point. It should not prove too difficult to locate the island in question. Let's take a look, shall we? There we go. There we go. Oh, sir? Lorge? Lorge lad. Lorge lads. The buffalo minotaur is wild. Very cool. What are Vanblood's up to today? These things remind me of something you might see in, like, Paradise Killer. Just weird antlered space cat gods. Sure is foggy out today. Now, if I were conducting some research, where would I go? What about that one? It needs to fly? 'Tis quite a distance away. No, fortunately not. Convenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. Cool to see that Argos already exists. Hello, Argos! My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Linda here over to that island? Stubborn creature. There's no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. And don't worry, I've met him before. What? You've ridden him before? Your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing that. Oh yeah, Argos is fabulous. Interesting. It is certainly not unthinkable. Yeah, okay, so when we first ran into him, I was like, why would Heidelin make this? And now knowing her as a person before she was Heidelin, yeah, nope, I get it. But speaking of the here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Huh? Demonstrate for him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle. You should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two in the bargain. I mean, okay. You seem doubtful, but useful lesson or not, certainly be a moment to remember. Memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? So, choose your battlefield, I suppose. I admire your confidence. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I will await you at the clearing over yonder. Ooh, ah. Onward! I love that certain like mounts have things you can do with them. Utterly pointless, does not do anything in the world other than make a sparkly effect, but it's fun. Ah. Right, oh.
Let neither side hold back.
Oh, jeepers. Holy moly.
My blade sings!
Ow.
My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste.
Ooh. Goodness gracious, she is an interesting fight.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
Oh.
Prepare yourself.
Ow. Just read that attack pop and thought it said circumcision. I mean, you never quite know in this game, honestly. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh.
We've only just begun. Come at me with your all.
Ma'am, I'm doing my best. I don't know what you're on. You are like a member of a godly powerful group to me. Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay, there we go. I needed to remember that I have fucking mobility. Ow.
My blade sings. impressive. I shall have to try something different.
Ow, ow, ow.
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Oh, goodness gracious. Woo! Feels a little bit rude to do this to a caster. Oh, come on. Ma'am, I have been trying my best. Ma'am, but one caster. That's how I am feeling right now, Coleman.
You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I've seen enough.
Well, thank goodness, because holy crap, I'm almost done. Oof. I feel like that was a rotation check. That was a, can you use all of the skills that you've gained up to this point well enough?
'Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred.
Oh, really?
Despite being less than half my age, her strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship.
Doing my
Far
best.
more even than your tales would suggest.
Probably.
It seems we have both learned much on our journeys.
Well, it's still weird to see him
Well now,
pop like that as
I
mitosis.
dare say he is warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
You know, that explains why he popped up for me on the moon. Oh, okay, so yeah, this has already happened then. Neat. Our guests will soon have us standing on the very spot where the Matea made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion. We might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us, but then against us. Let's move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below, and give us a smooth ride over to the Isle. Hello? Oh, okay. Give me just a second. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna need to step away for just a moment. Alrighty, we are. It's the time of year where travel becomes a much larger thing for us, and so we've got people coming through who don't exactly understand the rules all of the time. Because while you can actually get some stuff here that you can't really get most other places of our type, we do also have much stricter observation of certain rules. Which means that I occasionally have to go have a word with somebody. So yeah. Even if I don't actually have to, like, do anything, then making a physical appearance can be more helpful than anything else, you know what I mean? Argos motions just back with his muzzle. You must have you've been given the go-ahead to hop on. Yes, let's hop on. Absolutely gorgeous. What was the name of that tree? Noe something. No, Toferon. Very striking specimen, is it not? Brace yourself for the landing. Wouldn't want you tumbling or anything.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment.
Good enough, but, useful nonetheless.
The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm doing it right now, but what method do you mean?
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you.
Alright, fair enough.
Come and stand before me.
Guess we're doing some psychometry.
There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory.
Mhm.
The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether.
Neat. How do I do that?
As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit.
Okay.
But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
Shall attempt to sleep, wishing you tons of fun. Thank you very much. Have a good rest, Coleman.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars.
Didn't seem to have any trouble speaking
Estimated
there.
time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness.
Oh.
Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Oh.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking.
Sure.
Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No, I will think earnestly on them all. And I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, as though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet, learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps A flower? Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
Oh, I see where this is going. So then, why didn't she leave?
So, what is your opinion?
Confused, honestly. Couldn't say just by this moment alone.
As you say, that was hardly conclusive. Yet based on what we witnessed, I find it difficult to believe that they would deliberately seek to end all life. Be that as it may, we cannot rule out the possibility that they will play a part in bringing about the final days, perhaps unwittingly.
Now that's an entirely possible thing. Would also explain his behavior
In light
when
of
I knew
this,
him.
I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution.
Hmm.
Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
Fair enough. There are a number of places Hermes might be in, Elpis. But we could do worse than to look at Catesis Hyperborea, our largest facility. It stands in Epiphyselectikos Boreas, the Northern Isle. I wonder then, for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined to release into this world, do not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? The answer lies within Catesis itself. I touched upon the practice before back at the Archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. 'Tis there, within those sprawling habitats, that the chief overseer and most of Elpis's observations conduct the bulk of their work. The simplest route is via the Neus, north of Poetinoikos. A lot of Greek words, a lot of ancient Greek nonsense. It's not even truly Greek, I don't think. But it definitely has the vibe of ancient Grecian. Oh look, we've also got side quests. Accept more side quests if we can. Oh wow, I'm getting full on those though. Thanks. Really need to take care of some of those off stream. Okay, just looking to help somebody make sure that they get back to their destination. This is the very first cactar. I'm still, like, so amused by the space cactar on the moon. You're so skinny. Lol. Yes and no. Ethan's familiar. Oh, and I do like the name Lynn. If you belong to Azin, then what has... Never mind. Yep, okay. Well, I'll deal with that later. Here comes the boy. Oh boy. Welcome. Oh, good. The news acknowledged you as my guide, or as my guest. You should now have the authority to use it as you wish. Neat. As for the way to Catesis Hyperborea, we follow this path and turn left at the crossroads. Here we are, the grandest research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is at another facility, as we have just discovered. Oh, hey, look! Typhlodeus and Sourpuss! Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of Median, were entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the chief's depth of knowledge. Oh, excuse me?
Hey, hun. Can I borrow you for a second?
You can borrow me anytime you like, stud.
Ha,
I'm gonna go see what he actually needs. It's probably just, again, more work stuff, but we'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and run a commercial while we're away. So stand up, stretch, refresh your drinks, all that good stuff. And I'll be back as soon as I can, okay, folks? Alright, now let's see. Where's that special one? There we go. Alright, what you need, hot stuff? Okay. Alright. I went and got like myself a snack while I was away as well. Just like a quick little fruit bar. Okay, so you are never gonna believe what I was needed for. So, we always have like a rotating set of like musicians and other entertainers and stuff that are up on stage, right? Well, the guy who was supposed to do the afternoon set today, wonderful little fiddle player, named Tom, was getting up to something stupid, trying to impress one of my employees, and fell out of a tree. And now he sprained his wrist. Kind of hard to play fiddle with a sprained wrist, so I had to go and like approve some shuffling of acts and all that sort of stuff. We're gonna go ahead and send him down over to Elena, and I'm sure he'll be fine. It's so fucking stupid, but you know what it is. It is what it is. No one else we spoke to appeared to possess the chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmett Selk. I mean, that is the hope, bud. Into your story, 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. Our people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodaeus' sharp eyes, committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is if the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible dynamis? Which in turn leads us to our next question. Did Hermes, in his role as Fan Daniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deceptions or malice. Practiced in perceiving truth, we would have known had Fan Daniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the end of the world. That I am certain. It seems there is more to the tale after all. And he might not have a conscious wish for it, but that doesn't mean that there isn't anything there. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. And we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Thank you for understanding. Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story. But as Emmett Selk, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. I know, buddy. See, that's the thing. I never distrusted Emmett Selk, even in our own time. I just thought he was a twerp. And, you know, he is continuing to prove those allegations correct. I think the time for leisurely exploration is past. I might have a moment to adjust my vision. But there he is, the next aisle over. Meteon is with him. Hermes appears to be in the midst of an observational study, but I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Straight down the path. We can teleport to Nizopis's heroes from the device at the bottom of the slope. You know, given how many things I have in my mount roulette, I have to wonder how, like, out of place some of these creatures are. Because, like, do grenades exist yet? Chocobos? Haven't seen any others. It appears to be a teleporter. Yep. They're close by, within the Hungering Gardens. Certainly be the circular enclosure you see just up ahead. Well then, Lynn, make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, he would assume I was only there to press him on the Fandaniel matter. All of us present, you stand the best chance of convincing him to put his work aside for the moment. But the creations in there are not exactly... and again, perhaps Lynn can handle them. She did survive a bout with the knot, after all. Off you go to find Hermes. You be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens. Alright, alright. Let's do the thing. And they probably have some interesting questions about this thing. If they were to look at it too closely. Oh, it's a bunch of those. Oh. Of course they do. Yeah, okay. I was kind of trying to avoid you, but okay. Alright, nerd, where are you? Oh, there you are. Lynn, what are you doing here? I thought you were keeping Hythlodaeus and Emmett's help company. Well, it was, but I had some questions for you. What matter? Unrelated to my decision on Fandaniel, you say? Well then yes, I'll come. As soon as my work here is finished. I will not be long, I promise, but you should really wait outside the garden with the others. This is no place for idle exploration. Yeah, I'll agree with that, honestly. Away! As I was saying to Coleman a little bit earlier, I've been on a bit of a Star Wars kick recently. I may re-download The Old Republic just for shits and giggles. I'm not trying to get into another paid subscription, but, you know, just doing the intro content may scratch that itch, you know? We'll see how I'm feeling after the end of Jedi Survivor. Spoke with Hermes then. We're briefly entangled with the denizens of the Hungering Gardens as well, I see. Or should I say, smell. Not speak for certain convocation members, but I for one am impressed with your fortitude. Well done indeed. Now that you've convinced Hermes to confer with us, let's pray that things will soon take a turn for the better. For as fascinating as it would be to meet with the MSQ, who would recreate Amarant from the depths of the ocean, I think it best for all concerned if such tragic events never come to pass. Be it in our future or your past, assuming yours is not truly written in stone, naive hope that that is. Hermes said he would not be long, yes? We shall wait here until he emerges. What?
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye. A matter of the utmost gravity. If one can suspend disbelief.
Go on then. Tell him what you told us. Who you are and why you came.
Alright. Chill the fuck out, Emmett.
The final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction. And none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom.
I appreciate that she was very straightforward about that.
Distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter, on the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to dynamis. Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates dynamis.
Did we know that?
Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether.
Okay.
Thus are they susceptible to the influence of dynamis and its transformative potential. But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
I mean, stress and strife do turn people into monsters.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. A source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the self-same negative emotions. Elsewise, it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
Hey, man.
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere.
Sure. That makes sense.
According to your tale, it was where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested. If the inciting factor came from without a Theris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
So... okay.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts.
Fucking Genova.
May we please be friends?
Oh, wow, we get the fisheye lens, huh?
What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report.
Wait a minute, Omega?
It hurts.
Because we know Omega came from another location. We know that the dragons...
So cold, so sad. I don't understand. Make it stop. Please, make it stop.
Steady, Meteon. Steady.
So scared, so lonely. The pain, it's too much. Why? Why do we? Hurt.
Uh-oh.
This is wrong. All wrong.
She's gone? But how?
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either.
So was that one of the other
Not even a
Meteons needing something else?
Stay away. Please. This is wrong.
Or was that something else reaching down through her?
Are you all right?
Something vast and lonely.
In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteon also employs Dynamis. That will explain why you were able to hear her when we could not.
Because I can be
Then
contacted
you
with
are our best
Dynamis.
chance of finding
Okay.
her. Follow her voice and try to track her down. Hindered though we may be, let us split up and search as well.
Well, this is going to be fascinating. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, it's not down here then. Well, dang it, now that I've come down here, how the fuck do I get back out? Yeah, okay, so as I see it, it could be one of two things right now. Either one of the other or more of the other Meteans, encountered some very, very hostile creatures and have thus altered how they feel about certain things about life. Or alternatively, something extraterrestrial has reached our planet and is reaching out through Dynamis to Meteon and essentially trying to use her to communicate with things on the ground, but it's not going well. Whether it actually wants to be friends or not, that's another question entirely. Again, you heard me make reference to Genova before. This is kind of a running theme in Final Fantasy games. Don't know why I didn't see it coming before. It seeps into my mind, our voices reporting. No, Hermes mustn't hear them. I have to run, to hide. Meteon's anguished voice grows distant as the source seems to flee down the slope. Okay, well. For that matter, there have been a lot of crossover dungeons for Final Fantasy games, and while there were a few event outfits given out for Final Fantasy VII, I don't think I've ever actually heard a direct connection. So it would be interesting for there to be a dungeon that was. But also, I don't know, is it time for that sort of a thing yet? Because we did a connection to the early Final Fantasy games during the last expansion. I'm guess it would be. Huh. Maybe. We'll find out soon, I hope. Where in the world? Huh. It really doesn't help that you have to basically be right on top of those things before they actually show up. Alright, where the fuck is the third one? It's very much one of those moments where, like, if it were a snake, it would have bit me kind of a thing, I'm sure. Up the slope. Can't be up the slope. Nope, gotta be below. No, thank you. I'm good. Don't want any. Alright. I need to look up locations, but I might end up oh! The game heard me or something. Absolutely sopping wet jacket. I am up to my tits in water here. Come on. Okay, only up to my belly button. It's not that deep. Greetings and salutations. Commencing report. Oh no, we can't tell him that. We must run. Run far away. Oh, come on, Metian. Please don't follow me. Metian's anguished voice fades as you sense her climbing to the top of the ridge. Ooh, I wish my clothes dried out that fast. New location! Ah. Or did it come to this? Is this the reason we traveled to the stars? When we sought out other life forms? Is this it? Is this the answer? No, it cannot be. It cannot be. Drifts away south. Okay. Alright. How many times are we gonna do this, sweetie? No, thank you. I'm not here to disturb your day. Go about your time, enjoy your life. Otherwise, you'll die at my hands. Ah. You strained to catch even the faintest whisper, but failed to hear Median's voice. Must be somewhere else. Top of the hill, maybe? Oh, nope. Thanks. I don't even want to know what that is. Ugh. Gross. Pretty great moral compass. A compelling report for dissemination to Hermes and all other peoples of Aetheris. We're about to find out about aliens. Another group of aliens. We've met aliens before in this game, but, you know, the newest group. Processing expedition data. Preparing profiles on intelligent civilizations. Formulating answers to the question. Finalizing report. No, Lynn, you mustn't listen. Gideon. Come on. You know he's gonna find out eventually. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Gideon's anguished voice flees towards the lake. Okay. Okay. Any sign of Median? Yeah, she does not want to tell you. Acting confused. Make it all the more difficult to predict movements. What do you make of this situation, Hermes? Matea are linked to a single mind, a shared consciousness. Connects them across any distance. I suspect something has happened which disrupted its usual harmony. How might we access this shared consciousness of theirs? Much as you would approach any sentient being. Directly. In Matea's case, that means speaking to any incarnation within physical reach. So unless we can track Matean down, we just lost. Or track down the Matean we just lost, we have no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell her sisters. No way to provide directions or guidance. Yep. And we had best set our musings aside and concentrate on how we might find her. Alright. My dear Matean, Ian, what did you witness out there that frightened you so? Why do you seek to keep it from us? How terrible could it possibly be? Could be pretty terrible, my guy. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but Matean renders herself invisible by matching her etheric density to that of her surroundings, does she not? So, can we not then disrupt her concealment with surfeit of ether? How much how Emmett Selk solidified your presence when we first met you. Don't be absurd. I can hardly channel ether to a recipient whose whereabouts are hidden from me. Which is why we must all work together. Then we'll continue the search in the same manner as before, but this time with you in tow. Once she ascertains Median's location, you proceed to reveal our wayward familiar with a swift ethereal downpour. Be clever! And thankfully, she has made herself easier to capture by fleeing towards the Eve. Assuming she's made visible, it should prove no great feat to herd her into a corner. And we have our plan. Lynn and Emmett Selk will be our tracker and trapper, respectively, while we others predict and obstruct Median's avenues of escape. Emmett Selk and I will keep an eye on each other's ether, help coordinate our efforts. Let us be about it. Alright, Emmett. I guess we're working together. Well, it seems we are partners for the time being. Let us return to where we last saw Median and pick up the trail from there. Keep myself in a state of preparedness, ready to rain down ether at a moment's notice. Maybe it falls to you to keep the way clear. Oh boy. So how is your day going, Moral Compass Gaming? I hope you're having a good one. Nothing this way? We try another route then. Less busy than the shitstorm yesterday for sure. Ooh. Dare I ask, or can you even share what happened? Like, I know yesterday was big as far as world events went, but yeah. Unless you happen to be the Pope hiding behind an interesting username. You know, now that's really what caused it. You calm your mind, yada yada yada. Anti-fly. Are my functions being restricted? Hide. Yes, I just have to hide then. No one can find me. She went into the lake? Ugh, as if this wasn't tiresome enough. Well, at least that open expanse should make her easier to find. We won't lose her this time. Oh, hello?
Hey, what counts as hurt enough to go see Aunt Elena?
Oh, baby, what happened?
Well, LaFerlin and I were playing in the forest, and I sort of rolled down a hill wrong.
Oh, let me see what's going on. Oh, no, well, we can go see Aunt Elena if you like, but I think I can patch you up. We're coming up on a commercial break anyway, so I'm gonna make sure I'm in a safe place in-game. Let me correct this pathway over here. And we're gonna tutorial deal with that situation. Alright, we will be back in just a few minutes. I'm going to run a commercial while we're away. Stand up, stretch, do all that good stuff, and we will be right back. Okay, folks? Alrighty. Now, okay, I've got some basic healing spells, and I'm going to bandage on it and help the smart with us.
The St. Louis Blues.
Alrighty, as per usual, thank you very much for your patience, folks. We are back. We should still have, like, this segment and one more today. Because, well, I started late, so I'm going to end late, you know? We should be able to reach the bottom of this drop by climbing down the rocks at the water's edge. Don't even think of dragging me over the falls. Penalties or no, if I end up drenched head to toe, I swear I will feed you to a remora. I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. Oh, thank you. Ow. Oh, thank goodness we didn't have to go looking this time. Theoretically. Anyway. Not here. I'm not here, please. That rock, is she? Very well. Why can't I hide? There's no need to run, Median. And what are you saying? Everything is so faint. Sorry, I'm not strong enough. Stay away, I'm begging you. Do not make me say it. It will break him. His poor, fragile heart. Now we have a chance. Once the others are in position, the two of us can herd her into their midst. Oh, we are playing out exactly what happened already in the past future, aren't we? No, thank you. We do not want any. It's in use, not in use. It seems to have been left to the mercy of the elements. Either way, it bears no trace of Median's essence. We move on. Such water, much fall, wow. Exactly. I mean, listen, I too do not like being dunked into massive amounts of water without my intent, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing, if I want to go outside, I'm going to have fun in the river out there, it's going to be great, but don't push me in. Do not. You know what I mean? Holy moly, is today just going to be chasing her all over the place? Okay, I know these are giant flowers, but they make me think of giant corn every time I see them. Like, maize! Median on
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
okay, fair enough. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, this is just gonna be the thing. Come on. How do you feel about pre-tragedy in itself? I can definitely see where he gets his twerpiness. I got what you mean. You know, it is interesting to see him. He's not all that different. He's just less world weary.
Please, Monsieur.
You get what I mean?
We must speak.
Like, he has not undergone thousands of years of loneliness, and that's nice, you know?
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry.
Hey, say that part out loud. Lynn, my character, my main character.
If someone can hear these words, then please. Please protect them. Protect them all.
Mm-hmm. I would love to. Again, communicate this part out loud.
Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable. Our survey is complete. We shall now report our
What?
findings.
It was supposed to be 108 years. Are you?
All units safely arrived at their respective destinations. Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected.
Uh-oh.
Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities, recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence. Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
They are all dead.
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter. Inea. Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteion?
I tasked her with asking what others live for, what gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteion finds no living beings in the course of her journey, or none who desire to live, what then? What answers would she derive from their silence?
Meteion, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage. Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteion back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes.
Hey, but can someone talk to him, please?
Meteion. It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations
morning,
will
Circuit.
scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
Hold up.
What is the meaning of this?
cannot take Meteon. Not until she has finished her report. All else must wait.
Okay. Why are we choosing violence over this? Like, and they're gonna all popping back and oh hi, yeah, right? Hi, Reku. Hermes, why are you like this?
You fool!
He was a... This is what happens when you have sheltered people who've never encountered hardship in their entire life. You give them godlike power, and then you inconvenience them once. You say this with Emmett Selk standing right there. See, exactly. Emmett Selk is a theater kid complimentary. Hermes is a theater kid derogatory. I say that having been both over the course of my life. Why, Hermes? Why could you not leave it well enough alone? Do these answers assuage the pain you feel when a creation is returned to ether? You never cast your accursed question to the distant stars. You may one day have learned to be at peace upon this one. Degradation. Hermes has headed Catesis. Considering the expansive dimensions of the place, even we may have a difficult time locating his ether. What we can say is that he entered from the rooftop and likely arrived at the uppermost point of the facility. So, do we pursue him? Of course we pursue him. No matter what Hermes might be thinking, Median is a potential threat that needs to be brought under our control. Okay, that's not what we were going for, Emmett. Convocation's duty to safeguard this star takes precedence over any personal stake in the matter. Then, it's clear we stand on a precipice, but we have yet to determine beyond a shadow of a doubt that Median's is the hand which tips us over the edge. Nevertheless, if we are to learn the truth of the final days, we must give chase. Even if neither Hermes nor Median is ultimately responsible, we cannot leave them to suffer this torment alone. Agreed on all counts. To Catesis Hyperborea we go. Is he just an emo boy who is so sad that he causes the world to end? Like, it would be fitting, but also, oh my god, Hermes. I mean, yeah, okay, fair. No, thank you, I have bigger fish to fry. It's kinda worse? Oh my, okay. Can't wait to find out how that turns out. What have we here? Excuse me, has something happened inside Catesis? Mistress Vinat, I'm so glad you're here. No one knows what prompted it, but the alarm was sounded and Catesis put into a state of alert. It's definitely an emo boy, but not directly responsible for the world ending. Alright, fair enough. Procedure dictated that we evacuate immediately, and we have yet to investigate further. Just Hermes is doing, obviously. What does the state of the art in state of alert entail? A field of dampening magic is draped over the entire facility, usually in response to escaped entities and the like. These scholars and observers are unaffected, but everything and everyone else is weakened to a fraction of their usual abilities. Consider us forewarned. We do, however, have urgent business with Chief Hermes, and must enter the premises regardless. That said, if Hermes is willing to enact such measures, I wonder what other obstacles he has seen fit to drop into our path. That enfeebling spell in place, we're not like to be at our fighting best. I was hardly an effective combatant to begin with. Little to offer beyond my ethereal vision. Then you will put that talent of yours to good use. I'm fairly skilled at spotting weaknesses, if I recall. Fairly skilled? Now you've gone and raised everybody's expectations. You all need to only make the most of your strengths, and I will fill in the gaps as required. I was once Azim, after all. It was my job to rise to the occasion, be that as defender, aggressor, or healer. I feel better about my lack of prowess already. And you, Emmett Selk, impress us with your arcane majesty. You lob potent spells as easily as breathing. You can also channel that power in a protected manner if you so choose, yes? Well, yes, should the situation call for it. Excellent, that should cover us on all fronts. Your tale led us here, then, so 'tis only right that you can lead us now. No matter what lies ahead, we will win through to Hermes and Median. And then we will face the future together. Okay, I'm gonna make a bad joke, but it's all the media's fault. Thesis Hyperborea now accessible. Regular duty has been added. Well, we got about 20 minutes. Yeah, let's go for it, I guess. This is a good dungeon. I look forward to it. This might be the first dungeon we've had. Like, I know it's the first dungeon we've had since we got here. It's just the very first dungeon in a long while. I'd say the last one was the Tower of Zot. Okay, so are there any funky mechanics that I should be aware of, or is it going to be very, very well, not choreographed? What's the word I'm looking for? Telegraphed. Oh, I love the music, though. But we are not going to turn back. Right bother this is going to be. Have you ever wondered whether your creation is of beneficial existence to the star? Wonder no more, for at Thesis Hyperborea, our mission is to determine the answer. Temperate plains to tropical jungles, from smoldering volcanoes to frozen fields, we put creations to the proof in a wide range of meticulously recreated environments. Will your creation be able to survive in the wider world? Or will it threaten the survival of other species? The answers to such questions and more our highly trained staff will uncover. Oh, boo, of course. Your DPS rate. It's pretty straightforward in that regard. Okay, fair enough. Yes, I am, in fact, DPS here. I also just realized there are 3 enemies a little too late into this fight, but oh well, it is what it is. Oh, no thank you. That way, can't go that way. Yes, I'm going this way. Bop. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Let me do that. And that. Oh, wait, hang on. What? Oh, beans, I'm down to level 88. Okay. Missing an ability. Boo. Every boss has at least one purely visual indicator for a mechanic as opposed to orange AoE marker for get the fuck out. So watch what your allies are doing and know when to be when to get it. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. That's always appreciated, thank you. Whoop. Messed up my rotation.
Stand firm.
Oh, am I gonna have enough time to pop that? Maybe, bam!
Have at you.
Ooh, these are real spongy, aren't they?
Out of my way.
Very cool the way that they made good use of all of the environments. Whoop, excuse me.
I see you opening.
Whew. No thanks.
Out of my way.
Ooh, you get used to things going down in one or two attacks, and it just feels like your pace is off when you run into this sort of thing. Oh dear, this fellow seems disinclined to let us pass. Okay, what? What possible environment could this be useful in?
Fly true.
Oh, good. Cool. Thank you. Ow. Okay, noted. So, I'm following the not either of the other two. Good to know.
I'm not entirely useless.
Endwalker first came out and nobody knew about Elpis. When they got here and realized just who the trust NPCs were, we all went, what? Yep. I mean, that does make sense. Like, to be fair, I didn't know who I was going to be fighting alongside either. Until basically right before this dungeon. Like, I just hadn't even considered it. I initially thought this was going to be a really short section, you know? I did not think we were going to be spending a lot of time here. Ow. Oh, shoot. Well, that was a bit of a waste. Oh well. I guess. Boo. Just love that she's just standing there waiting. Just like, well, come on, when in your own time. I meant to use my spell that's on Control 1. Not the basic attack that's on regular 1. It's fine. It's fine. I'd like to not waste my spells, please. There we go. But yeah, as soon as they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do a dungeon, I was like, well, I mean, are we gonna just go ahead and like make recreations of no, okay, alright. We are straight up gonna be hanging out with these guys, okay. Like, I'm not entirely sure how I managed to avoid spoilers for this, but I somehow managed to mostly avoid spoilers for this. Maybe it's just because my brain is a sieve sometimes and like info in, info out, but you know, it is what it is, right? There we go. That's how that rotation is supposed to work. I feel like the fan community has been very good about staying quiet, or at least tagging spoilers. Fascinating that EW's been out for, what, 3 years? Yeah, you know, honestly, yeah. Like, I think it was a big part of it is just that there were so many people who were so, oh, come on, so invested in the main story of Final Fantasy XIV that they all, like, basically everybody just said, okay, you know what? We want other people to experience this, and it's less meaningful. Meanwhile, it feels like Marvel movie diehards can't shut up for 20 minutes, including Marvel's own production team. You know? Yeah. But to be fair, some of that is genuinely just being big nerds that are excited about the stories they get to tell. Having worked with a couple of people who are on those production teams, they're just big old nerds, you know? They just, and I mean that in the most loving way possible. They're so excited about the things they get to work on. we've come a long way from like the Star Wars prequel days where mentioning even one thing would get you absolutely destroyed in court by LucasArts and all.
I see you opening.
Have a taste.
But then again, like, just thinking back on it, like, do you remember the huge, enormous push of, like, magazines and, like, TV spots and demos and convention stuff that was around, like, episode 1 coming out? Because, holy moly, for, like, 9 months, maybe a year before that movie came out, it felt like there was a new fan magazine with new information that somebody had dug up every other week. Yeah. Less so for episodes 2 and 3, but I have a feeling that that was more to do with the fact that the internet was becoming more of a thing, and so they didn't feel the need to do like a magazine push for those, which may ultimately have actually contributed to them not having as strong of success. Like, I know a lot of people had strong feelings about the prequels, but I do have to wonder how much of their struggles were because of the fact that there wasn't that hype cycle after episode 1. According to Mistress Lissa, her creation is based on a concept for a bipedal wolf. And indeed, it is impressively manlike in its gait. It's also highly intelligent. It is evidenced by its ability to employ tools, while the gleam in its eyes gives the impression that it comprehends our words. This proves to be the case. It would be a shame that its throat isn't designed for speech. I must make mention of this in my next report. That makes me question certain things, because that critter was named Lissa, was it not? Implications.
Stand firm.
Fly true.
Ooh.
I see you
Hello?
The fire particle's bug inside again.
Okay, did he still have a hold of it, or did he let it loose?
It's in a jar, but
Okay, well, that's
Lynn's
something.
looking at it like it's candy.
Oh, of course she is. Give me just a few minutes, sweetie. I'll be in there as soon as I can be, okay? Alright, folks. I'm gonna finish up this fight, and then I'll be taking us to a commercial break. Not gonna lie, that is the biggest reason why I was super duper glad when I found out that I could bring NPCs with me in dungeons, because, oh my goodness. Like, having to take a commercial break in the middle of a dungeon and not being able to deal with stuff. Can you imagine? Goodness gracious. Could go ahead and use one of my fencing abilities, but I feel like I want to save that. 'Cause that looks like a big old complication up ahead. Alright, so we'll be back in just a few minutes. Stand up, stretch, refresh your drinks, do all that good stuff. We'll be back very soon, okay? Alrighty. You better keep that jar closed. We are back and ready to deal with whatever is coming our way. No idea how to deal with what's coming our way. What the fuck is that? Alright, well, bop, bop, and we go in. Fuck. Oh well. That's what I get for prematurely blowing my load.
I'm not entirely useless. Out of my way.
I was looking for what the visual effect there was, but I didn't really see anything. Like, those are pretty standard, those are easy to dodge.
I'm not entirely useless. Out of my way.
Nice. Since you asked, his cone attack barfs out from where whatever heads are lit up. Oh. Okay, I must have been missing that his heads were lighting up.
I cannot let you take me,
Buddy, God, Emmett had to open his big mouth and set Hermes off, didn't he?
I see you.
See, this just sounds like a day at the seaside. angry seagull noises. Ah! Okay, okay.
Have at you!
That's another thing that I've noticed works against me in some cases, is the fact that Red Mage actually has so much mobility. Like, I get so used to jumping in and out of fights that I miss when the NPCs are doing specific things. The clouds!
I must hear their answers before they respond from existence. Try true.
I'll admit, it's always a little bit hard to figure out things to talk about in the middle of gauntlets like this, because I don't want to mess up my own rotation from talking too much, you know what I mean? You know, I could probably make the quick cast raise on this into a macro. I don't use it very often. And I'm sure there's an ability I could throw on my hotbar that I don't currently have on there. Successful creation of migratory birds which travel between continents with the seasons came as a breath of fresh air to the long-stagnant realm of flying life forms. In the end, it was a relatively simple thing to grant creatures the ability to navigate by celestial bodies, but this method lacked the precision needed to guide them to the same location each time, as would be vital to their survival. breakthrough came in the form of magnetic fields, use of which was discovered by the incumbent Van Daniel during his tenure as Chief Overseer of Elpis. A truly inspired idea that has brought lasting benefits to the star. Neat. Ah! Okay, now we're gonna get him being a big moody boy. Winged Defiance.
So, it comes to this. I've no wish to fight, but this time, I cannot yield. Though the world may think me a mad, desperate fool, I will hold fast to my conviction.
Okay. This all feels a little bit sudden, but okay.
I will have the time and tranquility I require. Lust and pain, gather to me. Ancient brand, unleash your power. Dancing winds, pierce my bow. Stars on high, fall as rain.
Ooh, I do wish this was... Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. I was gonna say 2 levels higher. Because then I would be able to, actually make good use of all of my abilities. Ow! Yep, nope, okay, I missed that. I didn't clock that he was gonna do that a second time. Neat. Cool, I guess?
I'm not entirely useless.
Him itself would be a Dark Knight, though. Sorry, I noted that sort of thing earlier, and I just didn't say anything about it, you know?
I see you.
Ow! Rude.
Dancing winds, pierce my bow. Stars on high, fall as rain.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do.
This may sting.
Fuck. Ooh. I got lucky. Oh, so close. Oh, so close. I keep expecting to like pull another trick out of the bag. Woo! Yippee. Yeah, yeah. You feel better about yourself now, bud? Yay! Okay, genuinely surprised that only took me one attempt, because usually I mess that sort of thing up real bad. Now where's my treasure chest? There it is. Oh! Look at the little boy! Love that. I wondered where that came from. I saw somebody running around with it the other day.
It's over, Hermes. In the name of the Convocation, I hereby take Meteion into custody. And setting aside the matter of your nomination, you will come with us too. We require your knowledge to assess and resolve the situation.
Like, that's the thing. If he had just, like, chilled about it...
I am so sorry. With that, I could have listened
like,
to your
he
report
could have
in
just
full.
listened to the rest of the report on the way. Like, we were always going to bring him with us.
Upon its meaning, and conveyed it to others. That they might reconsider their chosen course.
What?
But I have failed. And that wish will never be realized.
Buddy, you're being dramatic here.
However, ere our fates become the province of others, I bid you tell me just one thing. Was there happiness in those distant stars? Was there a reason for living?
We conducted our search as per your instructions. We scoured historical records, communed with the spirits of the deceased, heard the final testaments of the dying, welcomed their shadowed hearts into our own. One race had striven to create a world bereft of animosity. They renounced relationships to avoid interpersonal strife, and in so doing brought about societal collapse. One race had renounced war and devoted itself to the enrichment of its people. They were conquered. Though they destroyed the enemy in reprisal, they could not regain their former glory. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter its shackles, they went in search of infinity. They discovered nothing is infinite, and that neither time or death can be cheated. Disillusioned, they gave up on the future and themselves.
I mean, that quite frankly just sounds like Yassians to me.
One race had discarded all things that gave rise to sorrow, hoping to have only joy. They found joy lost its savor in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live. Though worlds apart,
These peoples shared a belief. The belief that they had tried their best. That they had tried to fulfill their potential with every step and success. In the course of which, they learned the truth. That they would never be free of fear and sorrow, anger and despair, of loneliness, so long as they yet lived. Even now their souls cry out for oblivion. And to this song of anguish, I lend my voice. We lend our voice. Oh, beloved mankind, shimmering jewels of beautiful Etheris, rejoice, for we will free you from the cruel yoke of existence.
Look what you did, Hermes. Now she's got trauma. Yeah.
There is no need to struggle in vain, for in nihility awaits salvation. You will know peace and serenity, and it will be...
Not to get philosophical on Maine. Could a depressed person make this meme? You know?
Make our nest at the edge of the universe.
But like, more often than not, this is kind of what comes from seeking a greater meaning in life. Like, and that's not me saying that, you know, oh, you know, life is meaningless or anything like that. That's me saying, like, why would you search for one ultimate meaning of life? Why not make your own? Why not strive for your own happiness and to make others' lives better? Like, that can mean a million different things day to day.
Such is the gift we now offer to Etheris.
When you think too narrowly and you try to find one good mechanical answer, this is what you get. It right here.
Who are you to decide our fate? To decree we live or die?
Are you kidding me?
Have you lost your mind? You heard what she said. She means to destroy us all, yet you'd still take her side?
In the name of the star, we have discarded those creations that we deemed.
Uh-huh. Yep. And now we are but the flawed creations. We're a virus, Neo.
Ourselves are flawed. Does not stand to reason that we too should be discarded.
Yep, this is the logical conclusion of that kind of concept.
Perhaps it is. Perhaps I am wrong.
I knew so many people who had this mindset as teenagers,
That you
or in like, when they were like early on in their academia.
let us settle this with a determination.
Just fucking hopeless people.
In my authority as chief.
But of course they were never included in their own judgments. They were better.
Make a judgment on man's fitness.
Yep, there it is. There it is. I called it.
If he can learn to value all life and retain his will to live.
That's why ethics classes do nihilism right after hedonism. Hermes and become edgelord, and I know this. I'm saying this knowing Edsalk is right there.
If not, he will perish in the star. As with all determinations, provisions must be made to ensure fairness.
Oh, of course.
Awaken!
Memory reconfiguration system Kairos activated. Awaiting instruction.
Command.
Oh.
Muscle memory alteration. Target area. Catesis Hyperborea.
Edsalk isn't really an edgelord. It's just fun to poke at him because you know he's internally making angry noises. Oh yeah.
The convocation at Proper Isle. And present.
Like, that's the thing.
Raise the memories of all events.
Emmett Selk, I never really considered him an edgelord. He was just... self-serving isn't the right word. Thought
Preparing
he...
to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to Emmett Selk and Hitherdays. Meteon's shared consciousness became unstable. She and her sisters could not sustain their existence, and all dissipated with a burst.
He kind of the worst kind of proud, exactly. Like, he is. He is very full of himself.
Kairos, which erased several days of memories from all present.
Proud is a good word. Mm-hmm.
Command acknowledged. Initializing. 3 processes remaining to execution.
Okay. That explains how we managed to
I dare say one would be
not
hard
alter the
pressed
future.
to
Gotta hop
doubt
off work meeting, starting enjoy. I will, and I hope you have a good meeting.
everything that you told us. Everything that has happened. The fact we've even met. It will all be gone.
Go, Meteor. To the edge of the universe. Where none can reach you.
Hermes, won't you come with me? If you were to shed your flesh, I should be able to carry you.
I will remain. As a man, I will oppose the oblivion you bring.
Silly fool. Had you said yes, I would have granted you the gentlest end.
Yeah, I know. The moral compass, jumping back to a statement you made earlier, like, this is why ethics courses are so fucking necessary for basically everyone in the sciences and engineering, and in the arts, quite frankly. Like, everyone should have to take ethics at some point in their career. You know? Looking at you, MBAs.
That is far enough, Hermes.
Argos, to me!
First process complete. 2 remaining to execution of memory reconfiguration.
As if we needed more pressure. No matter what.
Their credit, MBAs barely understand crap, so maybe we need to just chew the ethics for them.
Saving your future.
Okay, listen, I have long stated that anyone who has an MBA should be legally restricted from actually operating a business. And
Problem to contend with.
every time somebody's like, oh, that seems unfair, yeah, and then they do shit like they've been doing recently. Every
No one
fucking
else can
time.
Take your place.
I'm just like, yeah, no, I continue to be justified in that statement, you know?
I will see that you do. Now then, where is it? There you are, my little confluence.
Ooh, are you gonna run out of ether? Oh, shit.
Very well then. You may elude us this day, but not forever.
Meteon's gotten away.
Second process complete. 1 remaining to execution.
No time for brooding. Listen well. Beyond lies a spatial confluence that connects the interior sections of this building. I will destroy the confluence and force open a way outside. When I do, you must jump through.
Honestly, I was kind of hoping for like a running section.
I cannot tell you how sorry I am.
You're not. You think you are, but you're not.
Can I let you escape?
Whoop. Upskirt. Glad I wear shorts.
Too brave by half. Exemplary work, as always, Emmett Selk.
What? But how? I thought the confluence was over.
You blind fool.
Over there? Yes. We were rather hoping we would.
It was never anywhere but where it is now. The instant those two began making their way towards nothing, 'twas clear the plan was a diversion.
I'm quite incapable of destroying a confluence, I must confess.
A gambit brazen beyond words. Though we've grown accustomed to reckless improvision due to the antics of an incorrigible associate. Though, in the case of certain present company, incorrigible is an understatement. Honestly, I'm beginning to suspect it's a requirement for every asset. There's no time! Quickly! Even now, I do not believe your tale. I would not suffer us to walk such a wretched path.
Alright, bud.
If it must be said, do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
Final process complete. Executing universal memory alteration.
Go, Argos!
That explains a lot of things that have happened over the last couple of expansions. Why certain people didn't seem to understand certain things, but others did. How, like, we could have been in places that we shouldn't have been in. The reason why I think people like Argos trusted us implicitly. Yeah, no, like, this required a lot of long-term planning on the part of the story team at Square Enix, and I applaud them.
I'm fine.
You know?
Just a little
It
tired.
also explains why Heidelin is what she is and became what she was from the knot.
Are we the only
Why
ones
she was the
left
only
who see
one.
beauty in the world? In life?
I mean,
Are the
currently.
stars above no more than husks of fallen civilizations?
No, not all of them. We met dragons. Endwalker is truly an all-timer. Yeah, no kidding.
And yet,
gotta pay off in this expansion is best. Exactly.
I feel her. Though she is unimaginably distant, I feel Meteon's presence. And the place where to we must go. Ere she made good her escape, I placed an enchantment upon her. One which allows us to follow her trail.
Damn, hit her with the tracking bug.
She has already left the outermost bounds of Aetheris and continues on her way. Given the vastness of the universe, it will still be no easy feat to track her down. But thanks to Emmet Selk and his Ladeus, all is not lost. We remember. So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
So what now?
What indeed? Let us begin by ascertaining the situation at Catesis Hyperborea, where the others should still be.
Well, they'll probably be dusting their hands and shaking and, you know,
Given
well,
the
shaking their
likely state
hands
of
and
their
being like,
memories,
"Oh, welcome
however,
to the
it would be imprudent for us to approach
the group."
them directly. In which
Newly
case,
crowned and Daniel. All right, Argos, I do need you to blink at some point, buddy.
I am sorry, my friend. I've asked much of you this day, but may I trouble you one last time? Argos will investigate in our stead. We will share in his consciousness and see and hear as if we were with him. Now, close your eyes and open your mind.
Wow.
Thank goodness you are unharmed.
Unharmed? There is a gaping hole in my memories. I can scarcely remember arriving here in Elpis.
Forgive me. I was preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to our guests. But Meteon, her shared consciousness became unstable. And she...
Yep. And there the
So
lie
that's what prompted the state
runs
of
around the
alert.
world.
And when you went to investigate, you were caught in Kairos's accidental operation.
So it would seem. It's all a blur to me.
Such an unfortunate accident. Oh, and what of Vinar and your other companion? You went inside together,
Mom,
as I recall.
have you seen Mr. Grumbles?
No, I haven't, sweetie. Where did you last see her?
Can you help me find her?
Yeah, give me just a couple of minutes, hun.
We did?
If Vinar was with us, I have no recollection of it. But that there is her familiar, is it not? The fellow seems happy enough, so I think it's safe to assume his mistress as well. I haven't the slightest notion who this other companion might be, however.
Ah, well, that individual struck me as a bit different, for want of a better word. Perhaps it wasn't actually a person, but some manner of creation.
Curious.
Rude, but okay.
I must ask Vinar about it when next we meet.
Yes, you do that. Now, if we may tend to Hermes, whatever this Meteon did, it seems he bore the brunt of it. Once you are fit to travel, you will return with us to Amarot. We need to make certain there are no other ill
I can
effects.
play this one a little bit.
Also,
maybe.
I am here on business of the 14.
Unless, of course, that
We've
is
already had
a,
the conversation, like as not. But since your
Miss
toy
Skunk
blocked my
popping around
memory,
near the
we'll
back
have to
door.
have it again.
Yes, of course. As you see fit.
This Kairos, it manipulates memories through the emission of etheric waves, correct? There is a theory which holds that memories scoured by blasts of ether are restored when the soul is cleansed in the underworld.
Ooh, I hope that's true.
If true, then perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
That would be funny as
I
hell.
doubt aught of interest occurred. Look forward to the revelation if you like, but I should prefer to reminisce on more meaningful moments.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's bopping around over
Let
there.
us rest, if only for a while. After all, you and I, oh, we still have a long, long way to go.
Suppose we do. Oh, actually, you know what? We've been... Hang on. I'm going to snooze this next ad break that's supposed to happen. Because I just realized I've been streaming for 3 hours and 45 minutes already. Are you feeling at all recovered? I understand that your exertions were more than purely physical. Resting one's body, if only for a moment, is never without merit. As for Hermes, I think it unlikely he will create any more intellectus. He poured much of himself into Median. And now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He will blame himself. He will believe that had he never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world, then the Matea would have never been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14 will be a welcome distraction, and one day hence, he will face the advent of final days in the role of Daniel. Yay, level 92. Ooh, Ace of Thorns. Lynn, listen to me. Our duty now is not to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination, or to convince him itself and Hythlodaeus that they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experiences of Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. Remains in our memories alone, they are weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I will see you to the doors of Propylaea. Okay, so, it is, about 3 hours and 45 minutes into the stream. I'm going to go ahead and take us back to the Just Chatting screen, and we will continue this next week. Wow, okay, so I wondered how everything was going to get tied together like that, but that was... I knew things were going to have to break bad, but I genuinely wasn't sure if they were going to do something that was cyclical or if they were going to try and do something where the future was changed, but in ways that we couldn't measure before. Either way, wow, I am so happy that they were able to actually pull that off. I hope you have enjoyed today's Final Fantasy XIV stream, and I want to say thank you very much for stopping by, Weary Travelers. I'll be back tomorrow, Saturday, May 10th, for martial arts drama and tactics in Wandering Sword. Until then, for more information about future streams, keep an eye on our Blue Sky at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from the Come and Go. I've been your hostess, Sheela Ornthalis, and if you need to prop your feet up for a little while longer, we've got some more entertainment coming up soon via a raid. So let's take a look at the menu and see who is online right now. Let's see. Okay, Sonobe Khan is online. Let's go visit them. We haven't seen her in a while. So, thank you very much for being with me, and I will see you on the other side. Ta-ta for now. Great. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 Mwah. Bye.